Thanks for tuning in. My name is Edwin. If this is your first time, welcome. On this episode, we're going to go over the top 5 PS3 games with the help of my fellow YouTubers. Before we get into the footage, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Toasty! Remember that it's easy and it's free. So at number 5, in no particular order, is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. And it's your typical Sly Cooper game. You can play as Sly, who is the leader. You can play as Murray, who is the muscle. Or you can play as Bentley, who is the brains of the gang. Now, this game is a platformer. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of mini games within this game. Also, when you're doing a mission, you don't get lost. There are some arrows that tell you where to go. So that's what I like about this game. If you want to play a level or two, after work, or you want to distress, this is a cool game. The graphics are amazing. This game is compatible with the 3D display, which is the TV that I have in the back, or the monitor. If you haven't played any of the former trilogy games, or if you have, I definitely recommend this game.
What's up, everybody? I'm Omega Ace Gaming, and for my favorite PlayStation 3 game, I chose 3D Dot Game Heroes. If you've never played this game, it plays a lot like the original Zeldas. I'd say most comparably to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. It's a super fun game. The game allows you to create your own characters. You're actually able to create their animations, like opening chests, their walking, attacking, and jumping animations. What's really cool about it too is you can even download other people's creations. So you can literally take like a USB and download your friend's creation and use that in your game. The game has a lot of swords to collect. In fact, there is one trophy that involves collecting every sword in the game. There is an unlockable one-hit mode called Spelunker mode where everything kills you in one hit. You're actually able to upgrade your sword in the game so you can keep upgrading its length and its width until it gets so big that it literally covers the whole screen. It has a lot of load screens. I want to say it has over 100 different load screens, and all of them are references to different cover arts from all sorts of retro games. They definitely took advantage of the PlayStation 3's capabilities, and it really shows in the game. Everything looks super shiny and pretty, and the music is super good. It's such a catchy soundtrack. If you haven't picked up 3D Dot Game Heroes, I highly recommend that you do.
Up next, we have Rayman Origins. This is a platformer. The graphics are amazing. You can play as Rayman, who is a pretty dope character who has missing limbs. He can glide with his hair, and he has like super punch. Or you can play as Goldblocks, who is like a big frog and knows some kung fu. There's other players that you can unlock and play as. The levels are pretty short. Again, if you want to play a quick game or a level, this is the game to get. Up next, we have Mortar Storm. And this is a racing game. This one is a lot of fun. You can choose different vehicles like bikes, ATVs, buggies, rally cars, racing trucks, and big rigs. And you have a turbo button, but you have to be careful because if you press it for too long, your engine is going to overheat and eventually the car is going to blow up. It is a little difficult, but once you figure out when to hit the turbo button, you should be good. Again, it's a lot of fun. It's a cool racing game. Definitely, if you like racing games or if you don't, this is a dope game because it's a lot of fun. Before we look at our number 1 video game, here are some honorable mentions.
Multiple hazards ahead.
What is going on, YouTube? I was asked today to talk about a PS3 game that could be one of my favorites. Now, a lot of you know in my past videos I talk a lot about Skyrim, and it took every ounce of energy to not, once again, I guess I just mentioned it, but talk about that game. So then it came down to the other thing that was fresh in my mind, and with the Season 2 of The Last of Us dropping on HBO, it was within no Doubt that's what I had to... You hear that? What the heck? Who is this? This lion's dead. Snake? I don't know no Snake. Snake Plissken? Kurt Russell? What? You're in a cardboard box? I don't know what to do with that, man. Metal Gear Solid 4. Absolute masterpiece. I've been a huge Metal Gear Solid fan since the OG on PlayStation, and I was even a huge fan of the PlayStation 2 one, Sons of Liberty, even though a lot of people thought of the controversy of playing as Raiden instead of Solid Snake. Now, this one, I didn't play till many years later because I honestly did not own a PS3 growing up. It was way into my collecting career that I finally snagged this game, and boy, was I missing out. I mean, like, extremely missing out. Not only is the story amazing, the characters are iconic, and yeah, the cutscenes, everything was still on par with modern day graphics. I absolutely loved it. The bosses were amazing in it, and I know Metal Gear Solid games are infamous for the bosses. They had the best boss battles, they had the best characters, and this one absolutely delivers. And on top of that, we have another character, Raiden, who makes an appearance as this crazy, out-of-this-world cyborg ninja. And then on top of that, you know, the ending scene, I mean, it leads up to one of the most epic fights ever between Solid and Liquid. And there's just so much. I mean, it's a typical Metal Gear Solid game where by the end of it, you almost have to go right back into it and replay it because it's just like your mind is just completely blown. Like I said, this was the absolute great game. I remember playing this and beating it within a few days because I couldn't put it down. And that was, you know, plenty of years later after it came out. Now, some of the cooler factors about the game, too, is obviously the sneaking factor. In this one, Snake did have kind of like a camouflaged suit that kind of helped him sneak around. There was a few new characters that we had never seen before, while also bringing back a bunch of characters from the past series. Now, if Metal Gear would have just stopped after this game, I think they would have been perfectly fine. This was absolutely an amazing end to the series. I'm a huge fan. I did enjoy Phantom Pain, so don't get me wrong about that. But just the ending of this, it's like when you're watching just a cinematic, wonderful movie, and by the end of it, you just leave the theater completely just like you don't know what to do with your life anymore. This game, like I said, was my life for a few days because it was so great. So I obviously just had to talk about this game. If you've never played Guns of the Patriots and you play the other Metal Gear Solid games, I definitely recommend you go back and play this because it's a wonderful, guys. Absolutely, probably one of my top 3, if not my favorite game off the PS3 besides Skyrim. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching my little segment in this, and yeah, stay retro, my friends.
So that's it for this video. Do me a favor and subscribe to Iowa Retro Gamer Dad and subscribe to Omega Ace Gaming. I'm gonna put their links to the channel on the description. Let us know in the comment section what are your top 5 games for the PS3. Stay tuned for more videos like this. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
There is a trophy for getting every trophy. There are a lot of different games to collect. In fact, the game does have a ton of different The game has a ton of different swords to collect. In fact, there is one specific sword. Why am I going on about that sword? There is an unlockable one-hit mode where everything in the game touches... What? There is an unlockable... There is an unlockable one-hit mode called Spelunk...